ARIA the Masterpiece Volume 7 review. Please note that this review contains spoilers for ARIA the Masterpiece Volume 7. Volume 7 concludes the story of main protagonist Akari, an apprentice conjurer who is working her towards becoming a full-fledged prima. In the last volume, we took a more introspective look at the characters and their developments. We highlights include Akari making new friends while volunteer role Tragedo for the day. Saw reminiscence of how certain characters were spent at the brief but touching reunion for the three water fairies as pushed on by Akari. Retrospection also plays a large role in this volume, including the opening chapter, in which Akira reflects on her youth, being the last one out of the three water fairies, titles given to the best Undines. They become full-fledged, leading to a feeling of inferiority towards her peers and expectancy to be left behind in the process. Akira's fears drove her to seek out a 4D clover for luck, only to happen instead upon a young girl, whose positive and innocent aura inspired her to find her own path, as opposed to needing to fit the same mold as her peers. The young girl gives her a heart-shaped red rose petals, which Akira cherishes to this day as a bookmark memento. As Akira finishes reminiscence, she returns the petal to Aika, revealing the identity of the young girl that inspired her that day. They both very gift lend itself to Akira's nickname of the Crimson Rose. It's a small but a really wonderful detail that's key to the relationship between Akira and Aika, which has been explored so nicely throughout the story. With the arrival of spring comes another Neo-Venetian tradition. This time, the Marriage of the Sea, an event held once every 4 years that ties in the bond between maritime nation and the sea. Part of this event also involves men giving an Undine a ring to use a part of the ceremony. This leads to some humorous moments as Kosugi is led along with Alicia and the final ring, complete with a misunderstanding on Akatsuki's part, tying into his continued failures to woo Alicia. It results in the poor fool getting a ring stuck in his finger and having to pay for it, eventually gifting it to Akari in a touching moment, which is dashed when she still gets to stuck on her finger. Elsewhere, Aika gets on from Al, tying back into previous developments between the two, and Alice even gets a ring of swords from Woody, who gives her with a screw that fits perfectly. The ceremony itself is a stunning array of panels, culminating in Akari's delight at becoming an Undine. It's a very touching moment. The main crux of this final volume comes when both Aika and Alice become Undines before Akari having been tested by their respective mentors. As she briefly feels as aches and being left behind that Akira went wrong in her past, her also overall concerns that the trio will grow apart, not unlike the three water fairies, needlessly committed to bigger responsibilities. Alicia also gets a lot of focus, fulfilling her entire role in its finality puts her pupil up for the Undine exam. Akari felt all that she's learned throughout the story, passes with flying colors, but is mad with the revelation that her mentor is retiring from ARIA company to get married and work for the Gondola Association. While Sakura has been doubling her own skills, only to being the last to pass the Undine exam, it's revealed that Alicia purposely held back the exam despite knowing her pupil's skills, doing so to get more time as her mentor. It's a sort of gut punch of poignancy that encapsulates the current strengths of the series in its quiet brilliance. The manga concludes with a chapter providing a look into the future for these characters and the paths being chosen, complete with Akari becoming a mentor herself to Ai, the young girl and Emil pal to Akari, now training to become an Undine herself, symbolic for the cycle of mentor and pupil that's front-rowing the heart of the story. It begins a new ARIA company. The future for ARIA the Masterpiece is once again being carried out by Katie Kimura, who works on previous volumes and does a solid job of preserving both the characters' personalities and the various explanation of the story and its lore. It is also, again, worth noting that ARIA the Masterpiece was recently reprinted likely for the final time via the commission by Right Stop based on demand by those who were either missing volumes or wanted to have the entry story in the library. This is how the volume was obtained for review. Overall, ARIA the Masterpiece Volume 7 delivers as a wonderful conclusion to a support manga series that brings a story full of circle, while showcasing how the central trio have matured and found their way and a glimpse into the future that provided a satisfying finale, a must read, 10 out of 10.